Good morning, traders, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notification so you don't miss any of our weekly market analysis. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at this week market outlook, analyze the overall market sentiment, and identify high probability setups, and discuss the key levels that could drive price action throughout this week. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, in this week market outlook, I'll be covering just four pairs, and we'll start with AUD JPY. So, I always want to do my market analysis from the monthly time frame in order to get the overall direction. So this is the monthly time frame. We are overall bullish on the monthly time frame, bullish. So let's draw out the support and resistance level from the monthly time frame before we scale down to our market structure trade entry time frame. So I've been able to identify this monthly time frame as bullish for the now. At least you can see price giving us a bullish momentum. So there might be a pullback in the nearest future, but for now we should focus on the bullish move. So let's get right into our, since we've already identified the major trend, let's go to the daily time frame to see what the daily time frame is doing. So on this daily time frame, we can see that the market started creating after it broke above this major monthly zone. It started creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. This is the last high and low. So this is telling us that on our market structure time frame, we are also bullish. So this was the previous high, this is the low, this is our new high right here. Let me zoom so you guys can see properly. Okay, we have our overall high here, previous high, and the most recent lows around here. So what I want to see on this market now, I want to see AUD JPY coming to break above this zone, retesting it to give us the buy continuation to the upside. This is what I'll be looking out for on AUD JPY, for the market to break above this high, retest it, and then continue buying. However, if I do not get that, because of this little break here we saw, because of this little range that is inside of this major high and low, I want to see the market tap into this high. If we are failing to break above this level here, break and close above this level with the daily candle, then I will just look out for a shift of market structure to take this sell back into this level. So on AUD JPY, I don't want to overcomplicate things. This is exactly the simple rules I follow. Either a break above of this major high or candle wick around this level to give me a shift of structure, and then I start taking sales. So these are what I'm looking for on AUD JPY. So let's go over to GBP USD. GBP USD. So on GBP USD, we'll go back to our overall trend to see what the market is actually doing. So on our overall trend, we can clearly see that this is a bearish market. GBP USD, it's a bearish market. Let me zoom out so you can see properly for those of you that don't understand. You can see that from the past, since 2007, GBP USD has been bearish. And how do I know that we have been bearish? You can clearly see that the market is creating, ever since the market broke this low here 2008, we tested it 2014, and ever since it has just been dumping. These are the major structures. We already have a new low in the market, which is here. So I've been able to identify that GBP USD is on a bearish trend. So what I want to do next is, first of all, let's plot out this one. I don't like adding too much. I don't like drawing too much. So I just draw out the most recent zone that I will be using. So I like to use the line. Okay, let's use this one. One break, retest. This is the previous low and this is the new low. So the only way that I can start saying GBP USD is on a bullish trend is if the market break and close above this level. Then we should start seeing proper. Although for the main time we've been bullish, that does not mean the overall. When I mean we are bearish on GBP USD, I mean the overall movement from the monthly time frame. I'm not talking about the weekly. I'm not talking about the daily time frame. I'm talking about the monthly time frame. So overall, we are super bearish. So this bullish move that everyone has just been trading from since 2022, it's been a pullback. And now GBP USD is retesting a crucial level of support, using it as a resistance. So this is a point of interest, as some people will call it, or area of interest, that if you have been taking a buy from this level, you should be watching out to take your profit. Everyone should start even taking their profit right now on this level. So from here, I want to see GBP USD going down. So it's the daily time frame or the weekly time frame that will determine what I will be doing here on this market now. If the market keep creating bullish market structure on the daily time frame, I'll keep buying until we get back to these major highs here, which is the resistance level. But if I get a reversal here, that means we are going down. We are dumping on GBP USD. Take profit one, take profit two, but I'm not trading from the weekly time and the monthly time frame. So I just want to see the overall movement. So overall, I've been able to identify that we are on a bearish market. The pullback is almost over. So let's see what the daily time frame. Let's even go to the weekly time frame and see. Let me check what's happening on the weekly time frame first. So right here on the weekly time frame, we can see that the market has tapped into our monthly level, creating a wick right here, refusing to break above. Then it just keep going down. So these are signs that the market is setting up to fall. Let me remove this trend line. I don't use trend line. So this is like a double bottom. I mean a double top, sorry. This is like a double top, and this is the most recent low right here on the weekly time frame. So let's go on the daily time frame. The daily would now determine if we are going with the daily or the weekly. Okay, so on the daily time frame, you see this wick that we see here, it's kind of like a breakout on the daily time frame. On the weekly, this was a week out, a weak breakout, but this is a bullish breakout. So overall on the daily time frame, let's take a look at the market structure. We see higher high, higher high, low, high, low, high, change of character, retest, break of structure, change of character. So these are the major levels that I will be looking at for on the daily time frame. This was the last structure that caused the change of character, and on the daily time frame, this is the most recent low. Let me remove this. Okay, let me just leave that weekly to identify that there's a weekly breakout here, but did not close above. So on this market, I would have already been taking sales around here or here and wanting to take my profit here, but as you can see, the market did not just go down straight. Instead, it came back into the daily retest zone and retested it. So because of this little structure here, what I want to see on this daily time frame now is for the market to come back into this level. This is the safest place I would want to be taking sales from, right here, back into this level. However, if the market gets into this level and I see that the price is reacting on this particular level, I might be tempted to take sales from here. But overall, on the daily time frame, I am bearish on GBP USD. If the market decides to come back to tap into this level around here, it will still be a safe place for me to take my sell back into the lows. So I am looking for sell. That does not mean I am not interested in this sell from this level. No. I'll be interested to take sell. This will be a low probability sell. This will be a high probability sell, and this will be the highest probability sell on this market. So on GBP USD, this is what I'm actually expecting to do: sell, sell, sell. I'm more interested in selling this market than buying. If you get a little bit of buy, I think that is just a pullback. So for me, this is a bearish market. So I'll be interested to take sell here, sell here, or sell here. So let me take this out. Next on our list, we have GBP JPY. Well, as you can see, I think I've already marked out some zones. Okay. GBP JPY, we are bullish. You can see the market structure: high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. So we are currently on a major level in the market, and the price is reacting to this level right here. You see, after the bullish breakout, retest, a little bit of range, then came back, cleared this high, retested it. So the market is still finding it difficult to break and close above this level. So if the market breaks above this level, we'll be seeing market goes back into the major highs around 257.15. So let's take a look at the daily time frame to see if we can get a clean daily structure. You see, when I go to the monthly time frame to identify my overall monthly move, I go to the daily time frame. If I cannot get a clean daily time frame structure, then I go back to my weekly time frame. Whenever the market structure is confusing on a particular time frame, go to one time frame higher. You would understand what is going on in the market. So on this market, you can see that it's very clean on the weekly time frame here. So on this weekly time frame, we have a high here that the market broke out from. It was unable to give us a proper break above this monthly time frame, so it pulled back into this weekly highs around here. Maybe when we get into the daily time frame, we'll see what is going on in this level properly. So this is like high, low, creating a little bit of structures, and then new high, low. So I want to see what is going on around here on this market on the daily to be able to work with this. Okay, so on the daily time frame, we can see that. Let me remove this line and use a zone. On the daily time frame, we can clearly see now that this is the daily high, and this was that weekly movement we saw previously. So, and this is the trade I took last week around here that stopped me out. So I'll be interested in taking buys in this market. So for now, I'll be expecting GBP JPY to keep going bullish. Depending on how you enter the market, if I see coming this coming week, when I see price reaction on market open around this level, I'll be taking a buy around here back into these highs. I'll be taking buy back into this high. So I think coming into this coming months, the market will be able to break and close above this monthly level on the monthly time frame. So I don't predict the market. I just let the market act and then I'll react. So this is our daily level. The market broke out, we tested, kept on going bullish. Now we have a new break around here. So this is exactly where I will be looking to buy this market. So if the market comes back into this level, give me a proper structure, I'll take a buy. But if I see how it happens around here, more I'll be looking to take buy around here. So for GBP JPY, if you are interested in taking this pair, I would suggest you keep on buying down. If you are thinking of selling, that would be a wrong decision. So last on our list, we have Euro USD. This is a very complicated pair, but if you understand direction, you'll be okay. I've already plotted out the major zones on Euro USD. This is more like GBP USD. As you can see, we have a break of structure low, retest, low, high, new low. This is the major high here. Not until the market has broken above this level, we are still bearish. So after this breakout, the market was unable to use here to retest this market and keep on dumping. Then it decided to come back into this major level, which is right around 1.20399. So the market has successfully retested this level. So two things to watch out for when the market is retesting a major level is see if there is bullish momentum to continue buying to the next level, or sellers are beginning to step in. See on this retest here, see what happened on this level here. The market was supposed to retest this level, but when it got here, it started buying aggressively. Okay, let's say for example, this was another trend within the major trend. This was the minor trend around here. What did the market do? When it came into this level, it was supposed to, start giving us signs that sellers are in control. Sellers are still in control of this market, but it didn't. Instead, it just kept on giving us bullish momentum, came back, take out all the liquidity around here, and then it just kept on skyrocketing. So what we are looking at for here, that is what we are still looking at for on this level. If we cannot get it, then we'll come and wait for it on this level. That does not mean we cannot actually take buys back into this level. We can, because this is actually the monthly time frame. We'll go down to the lower time frame to see what the weekly and the daily are doing to be able to partake in this trend. So in a situation like this is the weekly time frame. We can see the market is rejecting from here, which means sellers are actually gradually stepping into this market. So what I want to do now is go to the daily time frame to see if I will get a clean daily structure. So before then, let me see what the weekly is doing first. Okay, before then we still have a bullish weekly. This market is still very much bullish on the weekly time frame, but on the daily time frame, let's see what is going on. So on the daily time frame, this was our last high, previous high, major high, then this is our low. The market has been able to violate the daily support level. This is our first sign that, oh, the market is going to sell. So what I actually want to see on Euro USD, what I would prefer before taking a trade is for the market, had it been the market had come into this level right here, it will be a beautiful zone for me to take sell from. But now I do not know if the market will still be interested in coming to tap into this level. However, if I would want to take a sell in this market, let me see Fibonacci. If I still want to take a sell in this market, I would like to see the market coming into this level right around here, around this zone. I am still very bearish on Euro USD, but in order to be taking my trade for a very safe zone, I would want the market to come and tap into this zone or this zone. I do not think the market is still interested in this zone, which is this area around 1.18709. So taking a sell from this zone would be a more profitable trade than waiting to take this one. But I still do not mind in missing this trade. So if the market did not do any of this, coming into this zone or into this zone, I will just wait for the market to break out from this trend line, retest the trend line before taking a sell. Because there's one thing about, I do not trade the trend line, but when it comes to Euro USD, I trade it differently from every other pairs. So this particular pair respects trend lines a lot. If you have an opportunity to get trend line, to draw out your trend line, this market actually respects trend lines a lot. If you check, okay, let's check from here, from this zone, after this break, trend line break and retest, you see, from this zone, after this break, trend line break and retest, you just kept on going up. If you have decided to want to take buy around this level, you can see trend line break and retest, you just kept on buying back into this level. So on Euro USD, it respects trend line a lot. So this is basically what I will be expecting on Euro USD to either take sales from here or sell from here. And that brings us to the end of this week market outlook. I hope you found this analysis helpful and gained some valuable insights for your trading week ahead. Remember, always manage your risk properly and stick to your trading plan. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next week video. Have a profitable trading week. Take care and trade